If you're introverted and you're first starting out and you're unsure about things, just get this. Along with this, it's going to hands down make it easier for you. I don't care about those people who say you could create videos with your phone. I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in being tethered to a phone, which is also all these other things for me. And it's going to interrupt my process or make it a little bit more difficult for me to film. I don't want that. I want something dedicated. It's important to me. I'm dedicating it to it. So I'm saying hands down, all I care is about being minimalistic. Maybe 1 or 2 pieces of equipment that do one thing for me, and I want to create the videos on a regular basis. That's all I'm worried about.
I mean, now's the time for them to do it. If enough people can make enough noise about it and spread information in an eloquent enough way and help people see the clear and present danger they're in, then maybe we'll turn it around.
So if that all makes sense to you, then here's how the whole process works. In these other videos, I'm going to explain some different things you can do to balance between quantity and quality, between lives and not lives. All these come into play for kind of developing a video voice and the skills necessary to connect with an audience, right? So that's coming in some future videos, not to be ignored, again, with video SEO and all that. So definitely subscribe or sign up below, and you'll get an email notification along with some cool extra tidbits. The law of 100 works like this. It works in 2 different ways. One is if you have some ideas about videos, like let's say you want to do this and you're like, oh, I have all these messages I want to convey and I really want to garner my audience and really affect change. Sit down and think about 100 different ideas or messages you want to convey to your audience. Now, going through the process of 100 is really hard. It's actually really hard to do. But what happens is you go through and you get through the obvious, and then you get through a little more less obvious, and then you get through the stupid and really just like garbage. And then somewhere along the way in the last like 20 or so of ideas, you're actually going to come upon some gold. There'll be some gold intermixed within the 100, but it's really that last part of the 100 where you really get some interesting ideas. When you've got those ideas down, you'll pick 3 to 5 of these that you've actually fleshed out, and then you'll just script out, start writing out what you want to say for each of these. What you're trying to do is get some ideas out and get yourself used to conveying those ideas on a camera. So the minimalist part of this is then you take that idea and you put it into bullet form. What are the main points you want to say from start to finish, right? When you have the main points that you want to say from start to finish, then it's just a matter of getting outside and filming it. And this is one of the easier parts, actually. Obviously, you want to pick a day that you have good weather. Actually, cloudy weather works a little bit more easily than sunny weather. In straight up sun, you need to find some locations that have a little bit of shade so that you can basically film without having everything blow out on you. What's cool about this is you don't have to worry as much about sound and lighting as you do when you're inside. So then it's just a matter of filming. You're going to make mistakes, and that's okay. The minimalist way to do this is to not worry so much about lighting. What you're going to do is once you're outside, you're going to look at the screen that's shown, and you're going to turn this until you have good lighting. That's all you have to do. Try all these different directions and turn it until you have some good lighting. You're just going to hit record. You're going to talk about your first point. You're going to turn it off. And if you make a mistake, there's no reason to stop and start. Just keep on going. Make your mistake and just keep on going. You can edit all that out. You'll do your first recording and click stop. And then, look at your second point. Okay. Think about what you want to say. Then either stay in the same place and hit record, or walk to another place and again do the lighting, a quick lighting check, and then hit record, talk about the next point, stop, and repeat. That's all you're doing. That's all it is. And it's really easy to actually get that out. You can actually use DaVinci Resolve 17 for free, and it's and it's really easy to use. And in the 10 video series, I'll show you how to do some quick edits so you can have all this published quite easily. But it's really minimal. All you're doing is having an idea, writing it out a bit, fleshing it out, what you want to say, putting it in a bullet point form, and then just talking it out. By writing it out, you already have a lot of what you want to say, so that it's much easier to just basically talk it out and go off the cuff. If you make mistakes or you start him-hawing around, you forget what you want to say, just stop and start walking. As you walk, you'll think of things. When you do think of these things, just stop and hit record. Walking is one of the best ways to actually flesh out what you want to say. One of the keys is to go through all the writing and maybe looking at what other people have said on the topic so you get some more ideas on how they're saying it and what they're saying. You can spend as much time or as little time as you want. The key is to have a solid list of things you want to say and that convey meaning. It's going to be easier as you go along to understand what's meaningful for your audience, but for now, you just want to pick some topics and go for it. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to iron out some of the trepidation you might feel from just filming. It's a process that I found very helpful, and I'm hoping you will too. So be sure to subscribe if you want to see any of the future videos I'm going to be doing. You can either subscribe to the channel or sign up below. Some extra downloads that you can use to help you through the process. But by the end of this 10 video series, you'll definitely be able to get out there and start developing your video voice and content that will make a difference. I think it's really important not just to gravitate to these alternative channels, but to really remain on YouTube in some fashion or form and to target messages to a particular audience so that we can actually grow and spiderweb ourselves out there to offset some of the old media tactics. It's critical that a lot of us stay on YouTube and be able to create enough content that dominates the new media more as the old media dies off. So I'm hoping you join me in this. Sign up for the series below, and even if you don't, get these two things, and I guarantee it'll make it a lot easier to create videos. They'll be quality, and you'll be able to do it without really thinking too much about it. And that's the ideal. So hope you found this useful. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time.